Number 10. The iron chair is a metal armchair with spikes. The prisoner or the victim would be placed on it, and subjected to interrogation. The iron restraints would be gradually tightened until the spikes would penetrate the skin and the muscles. It was not designed to immediate death as the spikes were not big enough to damage internal organs. However, after severe pain and bleeding, the victim would confess and die later due to bleeding, infection and pain. Number 9. The waterboard is an old technique still used today. It takes a very simple form of placing the prisoner down on a board, and water is poured on his face continuously to create the sensation of drowning. In addition, a towel or a piece of fabric will make this technique even more vile. This is a terrifying experience for the victim as it can cause extreme pain, dry drowning, damage to the lungs and brain due to oxygen deprivation, broken bones due to the struggling against restraints, and eventually death. If the victim somehow makes it alive, will suffer later in life from severe psychological damage due to this cruel and vile torture technique. Number 8. The Tucker telephone is a device invented in the 60s by a doctor in the Tucker prison in the United States. The device consists of an old telephone wired to battery cells. The idea is to wrap a wire between one of the toes of the prisoner and his genitals. Once in place, the prisoner will suffer an electric shock causing horrible pain. If the prisoner makes it alive after the interrogation, he would have suffered not only damage to internal organs but also insanity due to the high level of pain caused to his body. The method was used also in the Vietnam War, as confessed by American war veterans who made it home in the 60s. Number 7. The taser is another electric shocking torture method. It is still being used by police forces around the world to paralyze the victim's body with a strong electric current provided by battery cartridges. Once triggered, 2 pins will enter the body of the victim and a 10,000 volts current will basically paralyze the internal muscles, submitting him or her instantly. The problem is that the instrument is used not only for crowd control but also for torture of individuals already in custody. It is classified as an inhumane, cruel and degrading treatment of human beings. Number 6. The barbed wire wipe is a punishment instrument used today by several countries such as Barbados and Trinidad and Tobago. The simplicity of few wires attached to a handle is not short of damage potential. The barbed wires increase the pain inflicted to the person punished for whatever reason, and they penetrate the skin, causing severe bleeding. The torture often results in death if not chronic damage to the body, skin cuts and lacerations, infection, and also psychological damage. Number 5. The rack is a torture technique which appears in many shapes or forms with a wide variety of devices. It basically consists of a table, where the prisoner has its hands and legs tightened in such a way it can be pulled and extended to the point the body is stretched until the limbs and joints break. A very painful technique that resulted most of the time in death due to unrepairable damage. There are many variations of the body stretch, on big cartwheels, or simply having horses to run in opposite directions after the legs and hands were tightened with ropes. Number 4. The head crusher is a mechanical press which was used in the Middle Ages. The victim's head is placed between the base and the adjustable cap, and someone would screw in slowly until bones are starting to break. An awful and painful experience without many chances of recovery. The method was not used to extract information, as the prisoner would not be able to talk, but to cause intentional cruel pain. Imagine shattering teeth, eyes popping out while still conscious, and feeling your head bones crack under pressure. Number 3. The torture necklace is a ring with spikes attached to the neck of the prisoner to prevent him of laying down, eating or drinking. The prisoner with the neck ring attached, would be on a leash and left standing for days, until due to fatigue, will eventually collapse. Obviously the spikes would penetrate the neck and cause bleeding and eventually death. A very painful and cruel technique, it was widely used in the Middle Ages for war prisoners and criminals. Number 2. The pair of anguish is a device used in the Middle Ages for various criminals at the time, including liars, blasphemers, homosexuals, women accused of witchcraft or those who tried an abortion. It is a pear-shaped instrument which was inserted in the anus or vagina. It consists of 4 metal leaves which will expand once the handle is screwed in. This would cause an enlargement of the body hole, and would create obviously pain. This method of torture would be followed by others as it would not cause instant death, but internal damage at first. Number 1. The crusher is a press designed to break toes, hands, knees or whatever would cause more pain to the victim. Similar to the head crusher, a level would be screwed in, with the knee in between the plates, which could have also spikes to make this method even more painful. It comes in a variety of shapes and sizes and it was used in the Middle Ages mostly, however there is no proof this is not being used today as well.